just way bad.
Yeah.
Just way bad in a very bad fortune.
Scrape heads?
Yeah.
What's a scrape head?
Just way bad.
Yeah.
Just way bad. Just way bad.
Yeah.
Just way bad.
Yeah.
Just way bad in a very bad fortune.
Scrape heads?
Yeah.
What's a scrape head?
Just way bad.
Yeah.
Just way bad in a very bad fortune.
Scrape heads?
Yeah.
What's a scrape head?
Just way bad.
Yeah.
Just way bad in a very bad fortune. Way bad in a very bad fortune.
Scrape heads?
Yeah.
What's a scrape head?
Just way bad.
Yeah.
Just way bad in a very bad fortune.
With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wide and
What's a scrape head?
Just way bad.
Yeah.
Just way bad in a very bad fortune.
Scrape heads?
Yeah.
What's a scrape head?
Just way bad.
Yeah.
Just way bad in a very bad fortune.
tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire. Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wide in every way. We'll keep you wired every way, in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, or toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Running to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. It is the 11th of April, 2025. Welcome to another episode. As you know, yesterday we had the press conference by the General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Dr. Bharat Jagdeo. Also, some announcements from His Excellency for pensioners. We continue to see the initiatives by the government to impact the elderly, the infants, and every sphere of Guyanese life, from the cradle to the grave. So hats off to the administration in terms of ensuring they have things and initiatives and projects to help Guyanese in whatever way that they could. Those persons who weren't able to make all their contributions, they are now able to benefit in some way, shape, or form. Not to mention not forgetting the CAPE and CXC students will be having some assistance with their exams going forward starting this year. So again, hats off to the administration for that. Now, before we get into the General Secretary's press conference, as I was telling you guys yesterday, we had some blackout and I wasn't able to deal with all the content I wanted to deal with yesterday. This segment here is some stuff that was left over from yesterday, and we'll look at that. Morning to all the persons joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Morning to all the persons joining us across the diaspora. Especially good morning to the persons in the comment section. General Narendra, morning to you. Ganesh Bharat, good morning to you. Arnold Hanuman. Sunil Raghubir, good morning to you. Ramnarayan Singh, Nadi, morning. Alan Khan, Unish Raghubir, back in the cold. Morning to you. Morning to Polly. Morning to Rita as well. Chris, good morning. Denise Ramlal, morning to you. Sarah Mosley, morning. Rahima Marali, Dial Sukram, good morning, my brother. The president was in your area yesterday. Too bad he was overseas. Anyway, I know the family would have had a chance to engage with him. Mohammed Isaf, good morning to you. Derek Drupal, Pertamba Sundar, joining us from New York, morning to you. Asaf Ahmad, good morning to you. Data Nandalal, good morning. Gita Prasad, Christakur Prasad, Salomi, Sridat Rabindranath, good morning to you. Chris Bibi Kali Charan, good morning. Feroz Wahid, Prem Prashad, morning to you. Betty Chris, Suknandan Bud, Rajendra Rukman, morning to you. Carla Thomas, Henry Jagdio, good morning to you. Dheeraj Nath, Omar Sharif joining us from NYC. Pam, morning to you. And Trevor, one more day, one more day. I can't sing. Tamika Marshall song, one more day. Krishna Deodat, morning to you. Jamila Kayum, good morning to you. Lily Prasad, Gita Prasad, Dionan Suku, Prasad Pati, Gita I called Gita before. Hanuman Prem Kumar, morning to you. Jessica Gardner, good morning to you. Faisal, morning, brother. Morning. Faisal, morning. Faisala, sorry. Morning, sister. Morning, Faisala. Deshani Abrams, morning to you. Morning to Zoe. Morning to the baby. Carla Daniels joining us from industry. Richard Stanislas, morning to you. D.A., morning. Who else we got here? Rajendra Mahes, good morning to you. Bisunat Mohan, morning, 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 morning. Andrea Matthews, morning to you. Leslie Mongol, Robert Ram, morning. Richard Stanislas, morning. Balwan Danraj, morning, morning, morning. Asha Dali, morning to you. Morning, everybody. Welcome to the program. Morning, morning, morning. Ian Bipat from Barbados, Jushoda Sargent. Danita Rup Narain, good morning to you. Right, good. So let's get into it. But before we get into it, one more time.
Scrape heads? What's a scrape head?
Just scrape bad.
Yeah.
Scrape bad is a very bad person.
Lashpi, morning to you. Ravel Hari, morning to you. Anyway, guys, let's head into it. Now, I wanted to show you guys this image since yesterday, and I must say, time and time again, German Figuera has shown us maturity. Scrape gate. Leslie Mongol, you was trouble. Scrape gate. Scrape gate. You remember everybody? Sugate, we got scrape gate now. But happy Friday, Mike Gonraj. So, as I was saying to you, time and time again, German Figueroa has shown us political maturity, right? Time and time again, we've seen that German Figueroa can be a grown-up when it comes to matters of state and matters of national interest. And I must say, this one photo speaks volumes. This one photo here speaks volumes. So German Figuera was the shadow minister of culture, youth, and sport. He's also, I think, the member of parliament for Region 10. He was removed for a worries hypocrite, Kavakamite by the name of Nima Flubes. Now, I wanted to do something with Nima Flubes, but I don't get encouragement to go into that area. But I will do it over the weekend. I will do it over the weekend and we'll address it Monday. But back to this. So, the president went to Linden to interact with and to share condolences with and to reassure the families of the deceased that there will be an impartial investigation, no stone will be unturned. They will ensure that justice is served for these two individuals that lost their lives. Right? In my view, as the representative of Linden, you should be glad about that. That the administration is ensuring that the people of Linden feel like they've had justice. Right? Feel like they've had justice. And German Figure is on board with that. Then we have the useless, listless, good for nothing mayor, Sharma Solomon. He's prayer scar gone. He ain't even praying as much no more. Look on the forehead. Back in the day, he had a prayer scar. He was a devout Muslim. Now I don't know what he's doing. It gone. I don't know if he's doing it the 6 times a day as he's supposed to. It's 6 times? I think so. Right? This guy, and look what I'm talking about. This is the immaturity of a German figure. No, I'm Sharma Solomon. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Such a waste. Such a waste. He can't put aside his political feelings. He can't put aside his political feelings. 5 times, sorry, 5 times. I apologize to my Muslim brothers and sisters for the incorrect number. 5 times a day. I don't think he's doing it. The prayer scar is gone. Right? So the president came in a peaceful, bipartisan way to deal with a national issue. Again, this has nothing to do with politics. This has nothing to do with PNC versus PPP and local government ministry versus the town council. Nothing of the sort. Nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. This is a tragic situation where 2 Lindeners lost their lives. And instead of being a grown-up, Sharma Solomon shows us indeed that he's not fit for leadership. It's like he looking around to see, he reached by me yet? I go shake your hand, he reached by me? Women behave like this, Sharma Solomon. Carrying feelings. Me talking to you. Don't touch me. Women just behave so. I need to disrespect y'all women, but y'all got a little more emotions than us men. Some of us, because clearly Sharma got a lot of emotions inside him. You understand? The very bridge, this idiot Sharma Solomon that don't want the toll to come off of, the scrapes was going and burned down for those 2 people who were killed. And he can't put past whatever issue he has with the administration. He got to show it to the end. I was so happy to hear that Sharma Solomon was thrown out of the meeting by the relatives of the people who are dead. I was so glad that they threw you and Amanza out of the meeting. Y'all ever hear the term time and place? Y'all ever hear the term time and place? Indeed, you probably got a little girl in the blood. But I hear you. Time and place. Now, if you have a political agenda, this is not the time nor the place for it, Sharma Solomon. Just as Linden was not the place, or whilst you were, I think, regional chairman, it wasn't the time for you to effect any development in that area. You useless person, you. I just want to tell these boys all sorts of bad things. You hear me? Because could you believe he is a Linden leader? He's the mayor of Linden. I'm glad you catch back yourself. He was looking anemic a couple of months ago when you were protesting outside the local government in town. Very pale, very sickly, not very demure. You understand? Sharma, you are a disgusting person. And this behavior shows why people like you would never ascend to some of the highest offices in this country. You can't even put aside your petty, stupid feel. Look at you. Look at him. Look at him. Such a joker. Such a joker. Anyway, I done with you, Sharma. I wanted to show you guys this yesterday, but I didn't have the opportunity. Right? I didn't have the opportunity to show it to you. Lindeners should have a vote of confidence on this. Oh, the things I want to tell some of these people, they really upset me. Y'all don't even understand. If Sharma Solomon was coming off the heels of being an excellent chairman, doing things to the community in Linden, right? And this government, this administration currently was completely neglecting that entire region. I ain't even gonna talk about Linden, the entire region. Matter of fact, no, let me talk about Linden alone. If the government was completely neglecting the region or the township of Linden, I'd understand this look of buffoonery on Sharma Solomon's face. This banner's a real stupid big man, boy. I swear to y'all. Right? This look of stupidity and buffoonery on Sharma Solomon's face if the administration was neglecting Linden. But who you're supposed to take that kind of posture with Sharma Solomon, you would never do it because you're too stupid to recognize. Your party, you hear me? Whilst in office, whilst having maximum support from Lindeners, more so, most likely, the two people who passed away and the family, most likely supported you at the last elections. Y'all didn't do a half of the bucket that the General Secretary of the PPP does talk about for that area, for that township. No roads, no jobs, no business opportunity, nothing. Well, Figgy get a piggy, but we ain't bashing Piggy right now. Figgy was doing the right thing and he stood up and he was bipartisan in the interest of Linden, so we'll bypass the piggies this morning. And on a point of order, it was Figgy's body piggy, not directly Figgy. It was a friends and family thing, like what it said. But anyway, yeah. You understand what I'm trying to show y'all? The people he should be most upset with is his comrades in his party, the idiots like Deron Adams. I just want to say bad things. The idiots like Deron Adams and all of them up there, Vanessa Kissoon, the whole team, Aubrey Norton, when he come there, that is how you should be. Like an idiot. That is how you should be. You couldn't lobby as chairman of the Regional Democratic Council for region number 10. You couldn't lobby the Granger administration to bring any significant development for Linden. You have nothing to put to your name other than cutting down them pine trees in front of Wutuka Day School. The only thing to your name, a substance. And I don't even think most Lindeners were in agreement with that. You understand me? I don't even think most Lindeners were in agreement with that. These guys are, oh boy, unaccomplished persons who just trying to make things harder for persons who are trying to work along with the government and solve situations. This other idiot I saw in Linden, this Indian guy, he's with this guy Deron Best now. They got some party. Something Vacker, P Vacker, some shoppiness like that. Now, look, I am tired of political persons, social media, so-called influencers taking the stress, taking the sadness of other people and using it for clout. He up there, hey, y'all think Linden bad? Look, I get big, but you got butter your own big. Mr. President, where he was at Watuka House, idiot. Where do you want it out there with you? You want him to be out there with you? I wonder sometimes if these people don't realize that the president of this country has been trying his best to have a physical presence. He's always in a region, always somewhere talking to people, finding out what the issues are. And these wretches, like that guy, I think his name is Antonio. Where is the president? Where is the president? You think everybody got... Anyway, don't let me say that. My point is, again, Jeremy Figueroa, I am appreciative of the maturity that you've shown. I'm appreciative that you do not let the lunacy of the PNC taint the little intelligence that you have. You understand? And you could be the bigger person in situations like this. You could be the person that is indeed looking out for the best interest of the Lindeners. Because you understand that continued rioting, because I think it's gone past protest action. You understand? Continued rioting will not resolve this situation. It will not bring the persons who are dead back to life. It will not. It ain't doing nothing. You understand? And you realize that dialogue can bring some kind of comfort or ease to these grieving families at this time. So, Jorman Figueroa, I am complimenting you this morning. And hats off to you, brother. And continue to show. And you know something? Before I continue, you know the amount of names Jorman Figueroa could get called for this. He licking this, he's a house this, he's a catcher this, all kind of thing. All kind of thing you're going to hear. They're going to lambaste Jorman Figueroa. But again, Sharma Solomon, you are indeed a special case. Now, for the persons who might not believe me when I said that this guy was thrown out to the meeting, he and Amanzo, for their insightful behavior. Now, again, I am wondering, right? I am wondering why. Well, he's in mail, but I am wondering why is it that Solomon could not have left the politics out of this situation, knowing fully well it wasn't political. Right? Now, just let me show you this quick share. This here, bap, good. Full screen this. Right, so take a look at this here. Now, this is the president meeting with the family, right? The photo from different angles. They throw him out the meeting. This is him in the top here sitting. You understand? And he was being divisive, bringing in politics to something that ain't had politics involved. The family said, man, Mr. Mayor Galang, you ain't a man, like he's a crap. Galang, you ain't a brethren. So if you look at the photo at the bottom, right where he was sitting, they let somebody else with sense sit there, a relative of one of the deceased. You go outside and you try with your worries on the road. Nobody didn't want him there. They didn't want him there. Now, I want to move to this other idiot. Now, this is another video I was supposed to play for you guys yesterday. And I was glad that the general secretary, well, I posed a question to the general secretary and he would have responded. But just let me, yeah, Amanda was also throwing out Stanley. Out the place. Because all they're doing is political opportunism. You understand? Trying to get the faces out there before you're like, oh, I was in Linden for the crisis. Nonsense. Now, let's look at another stupid guy. Stupid guy.
When they want to seize the vehicles.
So, this is Guyana's premier idiot. You understand? The idiot in chief of Guyana saying on camera to whoever is interviewing him, he don't know why they want to seize the vehicles. So you underpaid the taxes, sir. There's a possibility that you would have coerced some GRA official to underpay the taxes. How stupid you could be that you don't even understand the trouble you in. And that speaks volumes, as Zerdine. It speaks volumes that you don't even realize the predicament you're in. Let's listen more.
They should have seized the vehicles the first day.
How they gonna seize it the first day? You didn't put out on Facebook that you underpaid the taxes the first day. You put it out years later. So in the minds of the management of GRA, the head of GRA, when they see Lamborghini or Ferrari, they think everything in order. Because you buy some used old thing. But you forget, you understand, that you sell out yourself on Christmas list. You understand? You sell out yourself on Christmas list. Listen to the stupidity.
Arrived in the country.
In response, he has threatened to expose the individuals who approved the clearance of the vehicles from customs that are...
What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? What is it? This is like the cat out the bag story the other day. I call it name. But it's just like the cat out the bag story. Let the cat, the pig, the dog, whoever it is, out the bag. You think the general secretary or the president or any of them ministers clear vehicle? You got to know who you deal with at GRA. And the person got to feel the consequence. So you share whatever information you have. We're holding it back for. Well, let me call this girl here. So apparently the mayor attacked and this girl always getting attacked. Let me find her. Hold on. Let me give y'all exclusive from Linden. You mind being identified or you want to remain anonymous? Okay, yes. So guys, so first of all, you're live on the show. You're on the live. And guys, we're talking now with Miss Ned. This is the manager of NC and Linden. So Miss Ned, you were at the meeting. Give us a blow by blow of what went down there. And I'm hearing that you were assaulted verbally.
Yes, hi, good morning. Thanks for having me on the program. So, we were at work when we were told the president was coming out.
Right.
So, all right, we went over to Watuka. I think Mr. Sharma, Solomon, along with Miss Walton, they were already upstairs. So, the president came and he immediately asked if they wanted to meet as a collective or they wanted to meet individually. So, family member said they wanted to meet with the president in private. So they went into the room with the family. So the other family of Dan was left outside.
Right.
While they're sitting there waiting, Mr. Solomon stood up and was trying to rile up the family members. The president, he doesn't care about y'all. He wasn't going to come to Linden. And you know the usual. Wow. So one person who was there was visibly getting upset. So she walked outside. And I went behind her. I was telling her, I said, man, just the other day I was asking for Dan. Because that's, he had a shop where we used to go on Lime and stuff like that.
Right.
And I heard he was working in Georgetown. And I said to her, I said, man, I'm really upset that the whole incident turned political because it had nothing to do with politics.
Right.
And I was hoping that the leaders of Linden would come out, and talk to the people and encourage them not to protest, burn infrastructure and so on. I mean, if you're protesting, you could protest peacefully.
Correct.
So same time, one of the persons who was on the president's team came outside. I don't want to call his name.
Understood.
And he was saying that, the president wanted to come since early in the day, but he didn't want to further exacerbate the situation because, it was fresh and people were angry.
Right.
So I don't know what she went inside and she told Sharma. So as soon as I walked back into the building, oh, this is Ned. She's being paid by the government to lie. And she turned a sellout.
Wow.
So he didn't end there. He had a whole lot of things to say. So when he came downstairs, I was downstairs with some of the guys. We were standing downstairs. Same time my staff was coming down. He said to my staff, yeah, I don't know what the PPP giving she for each. She turned a sellout. Now, how am I a sellout? What did I do to constitute calling me a sellout?
Right.
But as I said before, I am hurt with the whole situation, how it happened. But if our leaders were on the ground and, telling the people, to stay calm until the investigation, maybe we would have had a different turnout, but that did not happen.
Right.
They used it to their advantage for cheap political points.
Yeah. No, Ricia, I mean, what is happening on the ground there in Linden today? Is it calm? Is the fire at the sawmill out? What's going on there in Linden?
The fire at the sawmill is still blazing. I don't know if there's anything the fire service could do at this point because it's a very deep pit, and waste was being thrown into that pit for a number of years.
Wow.
So what sawmill owner said that usually because constantly dumping the wood, maybe the heat at the bottom, sometimes it would smoke, but it never burst into flames or anything.
Right.
So this is the first time that happened. So by the time they called the fire service, there was nothing really they could do to put it out. So what the fire service would have done, they dug like a trench around the pit.
Oh, so it can't spread.
Yeah, it cannot spread beyond the pit.
I was gonna ask you, are there any homes around that area there, or is just forested area?
I don't want to say for sure, but there might be a few persons who are squatting, maybe not in the direct vicinity, but most of it is just a string of sawmills. I think it's about 18 to 20 sawmills in that area.
Wow. And is this how I'm trying to understand, forgive me my ignorance. This was due to the protest action. These persons set the sawmill on fire.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Nobody set anything on fire. Not at all.
So how did this sawmill fire start?
Well, based on what one sawmill owner said, he believes because of the amount of wood that was in there and the heat that was generated.
Okay.
Started. He said it normally would like smoke and stuff like that because of the heat. But it never burst into flames.
So it has
as it
nothing to
did.
do with these guys who were killed.
No, nothing.
Okay.
No.
Thank you for the
Nothing at all.
clarity. Thank you. Look, Ricia, I must say this is not the first time that these political operatives have attacked you. I do remember the situation you had at the town council with Miss Kasoon, and I do admire and appreciate your resilience that you don't let this intimidate you from doing your job that you're quite good at and qualified for.
I think that is what he was hoping for, because at the time he was already on the live, and of course he knew he was on the live. And if I had engaged, I mean, the environment was not one for that, because the family obviously were there. They lost a brother, they lost a son just a couple hours before, and it would not have been the place for that.
Right. And as I was saying on this program this morning, time and place, Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Oh boy, thank you for taking the time to talk to us this morning. Please keep up the good work, you and your team down there at NC and Linden. And what we'll do, we'll try to have you come on the program sometime in next week, just to let persons know a little more about what has been happening up there. In terms of development, you've been covering news in that area. You have a clear idea of what's been happening across the communities. And, we'd love to have you here to talk about that sometime in the new week.
No problem, Courdel. Anytime.
All right. Thank you. Take care and be safe.
All right. Thanks.
Y'all understand? Always attacking this young Afro-Guyanese young lady. Y'all know America is just talk about black on black violence. That's what's happening in Linden. If you're an Afro-Guyanese, you're on board with development and you don't jump on the bandwagon. Look how he's disrespecting that woman. Qualified for her job. Qualified. And I am sure that young lady has more accomplishments as the NCN manager there than he has had as mayor or chairman of the Regional Democratic Council. Complete waste, Sharma Solomon. Complete waste. Disgraceful. The Lindeners should disown you. Anyway, like I said yesterday, the General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party had his press conference. Are we coming down to that? Right? So yesterday, the General Secretary for the People's Progressive Party, Dr. Bart Jagdeo, announced that the local government bodies across Guyana will benefit from a substantial increase in their annual subvention, moving from 5 million to 30 million. This decision follows a recent meeting with representatives of all neighborhood democratic councils and municipalities. Right? Now, the General Secretary emphasized that the increased support forms part of the government's broader plan to empower local government bodies and allow them to play a greater role in solving community issues that central government and regional governments cannot directly address. Now, he outlined some of the key priority areas for local bodies: small drains and irrigation work. Now, many internal drainage systems in villages and towns have been neglected, causing local flooding and discomfort. To address this, the government has purchased 66 mini excavators already distributed to NDCs, with 20 more on the way. The enhanced subvention will help operate and maintain this equipment, or the equipment. Now, in terms of cemetery maintenance, now that has been a sore point all over the place. So when did I go to Linden? This was some time ago. I didn't even know that over the river, I think there's Wismar, there's a cemetery behind there somewhere in a crack. And sad to say, it is a carbon copy of what we see at Georgetown, La Repentier, and at the New Amsterdam Cemetery, right? Sad carbon copy. Now, citizens have raised concerns about cemeteries being overgrown and neglected. NDCs are now tasked with clearing and upgrading cemeteries to ensure respectful and safe environments for burial. He also touched on garbage collection and landfill management. Now, garbage collection remains a major challenge countrywide. The government is providing compactors, tractors, trailers to assist with waste management. Each NDC has been asked to identify land for local landfill sites to reduce the cost and difficulty of transporting waste long distances. Now, Dr. Jagju stressed that this initiative is not just about clearing bush and collecting garbage, it's a part of a larger strategy to devolve authorities and responsibilities to local government bodies, supported by capacity building and strict financial accountability. Right? Now, he went on to emphasize that the government has a citizen centric approach, and when it comes to development and the initiatives that they put forward. Right? Now, the government continues to prioritize listening to citizens' concerns and taking action to resolve issues. Notably, long-standing concerns about the national insurance scheme raised by sugar workers, public servants, retirees are being effectively addressed. Citizens who feel they were unfairly removed from public assistance register are encouraged to contact the relevant ministries with the dedicated hotlines to be announced shortly. Reflecting on the administration's commitment to its 2020 campaign promises, Dr. Jagju highlighted major achievements in education, noting that the education budget has increased dramatically from 53 billion to 175 billion, resulting in the construction of 59 nursery schools, 25 primary schools, 28 secondary schools, alongside major rehabilitation to 125 other schools. This is off the heels of not having one new secondary school, not having one new secondary school in 5 years. You understand? Now, the number of teachers has grown from 12,000 to 15,000, significantly improving teacher to student ratios, which was one of the lowest in the world, even better than many developed countries. Salaries and allowances for teachers have been enhanced, particularly awarding higher qualifications. Training has been expanded for teachers, especially those who are interested in passing through Cyril Potter's College of Education and the Gold Scholarship Program. We must mention the Gold Scholarship Program with over 6,000 teachers now having upgraded qualifications. The Gold Program itself has exceeded its initial target, awarding around 30,000 scholarships to Guyanese across this country. And I don't mean Simona Broom's children. I don't mean Pagwali, who we never see back after 2020. Where is Nicolette Henry? Listen, I honest to God believe like some of these people appear out of thin air in 2015. Who was it, Nicolette Henry? I never hear about this lady before. Noel Holder. Who else disappear by? No, I see Nagumutu collect the cash grant the other day. Joseph Harmon. Well, I knew about him before. You understand? But some of these people, it's like, where they come from? The Pattersons. The lady is Valerie Patterson, she the name? Where she come from? Anyway, let it try. Let it try. Now, I want to jump to the section of the press conference where I asked the General Secretary about an accusation that Azruddin Mohammed was making that the Attorney General and the General Secretary, also Vice President of Guyana, Dr. Barra Jagdeo, they're targeting him and his family. That is what Azruddin said. No, Dr. Jagdeo strongly denied that, saying that the Mohammeds were left alone until they attacked the PPP. Dr. Jagdeo says the Mohammeds are using victimization claims as a smokescreen to avoid addressing serious allegations that led to the US sanctions against them. And it is so. I said either a week or two ago, why couldn't Azruddin Mohammed answer the questions of the young man who asked him when he was on one of his outreaches somewhere? The young man said, why you don't pay the taxes? You know I ain't pay taxes? GRS, I saw. GRS, if people lose the tax. Why you don't pay the taxes? Right? Now, Dr. Jagdeo defended the Mohammed's right to take pictures, travel the country, and be active publicly. Right? And reiterated that it was only after they attacked the PPP did the government respond. Now, let's look at the key issue here in relation to these US sanctions. Right? Gold smuggling. That is it. Gold smuggling, not victimization. Now, the US sanctioned the Mohammeds for smuggling over 10,000 kilograms of gold between 2019 to 2024 and tax evasion of over 11 billion. 11 billion. Why you think boys got so much money to give away? The scrapes could get paid because boys got real bread to give away. Right? Though Dr. Jagdeo pointed out that the Mohammeds never directly addressed these core accusations. The US ambassador has said that there's a mounting of evidence against the Mohammeds. You're trying to tell me, as Sardine, that the Guyana government controlling the US ambassador and the Homeland Security and whoever else involved? You saying the government of Guyana got that kind of reach? Right? Now, the General Secretary went on to talk about Mohammed's media strategy of distraction. Right? He noted that they are paying influencers, trolls, and even mainstream media to push the victim narrative. You think Gordon Mosley, Travis Chase, all those persons who are in mainstream media don't know or haven't researched the cost for a Lamborghini? You think Travis Chase, Gordon Mosley, and whoever else in mainstream media don't know that GRA could revisit your taxes up to 7 years after the fact? You think they know that? They very well know that. But they won't let you know that GRA is not doing anything out of the way. GRA isn't doing anything unheard of. You think they don't know that GRA sees hundreds of vehicles from people for less taxes than the Mohammeds owe? They very well know, but they don't care. Because they may be getting some benefits from the 11 billion. You understand? Now, the General Secretary said this is all part of avoiding answering the real questions about gold smuggling and tax evasion. Right? Now, again, the General Secretary reiterated that the vehicle seizures was triggered by mistakes made by the Mohammeds themselves. It had nothing to do with government. No, Shell's son, As, publicly posted receipts showing under-declared vehicle values. Christmas list. We're coming back to Christmas list. Christmas list. I think he's Canadian, YouTuber, that goes around the place to different countries to do interviews with drug dealers, gang members, and those types of people. Whilst on Christmas list, the video is there. Mohammed himself said he paid 1 million US for the vehicle. So wait, man, how you pay a million and you only say you pay 75,000? What happened to the other 925,000 with a gun? Now, people, I am telling you this here right now. The worst thing you could do is snitch on yourself. Self-snitching is really bad. When you are able to talk on yourself, how stupid could you be? That's like you, Jesus, you thief something and then go to the police and say, I just thief this. Oh, not to the police, but you go on social media. Look, why just thief? Look, why just thief? Self-snitching. You snitch on yourself. Nobody can do it to you. Right? So it was because of asses self-snitching that GRA got into action or triggered the action from GRA. You think GRA got a Facebook page? You think GRA staff or management on Facebook? You really don't think so? You know how popular T. Mohammed is? A lot of people follow them. I think GRA too. So when GRA see you post this thing, all the receipts, pictures of the vehicle, blah, 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 blah. Somebody said, wait, what? This ain't wrong. You understand? Now, again, on a point of order, GRA acts on the involuntary compliance system and can audit post-declaration anytime. This is not something that they put into the law last year, or it's not a regulation that GRA implemented last week. Gordon, Travis, and the lot knows that this is something that is part of the system forever. This guy, a friend of mine, rowing with me, so I can't drive my sister car. I can't drive my sister car. That's the ignorance people just put forward. Yes, you could drive your sister car, but if you're a migrant, you have rules and regulations that you need to follow for the stuff that you bring back to this country. You understand? Rules and regulations. But because some people feel like, oh, that don't apply to them, they want to do their own thing. You understand? Now, the General Secretary says Mohammed's claim that GRA's action was politically motivated is a lie. Right? And he reiterated that other importers also are subject to post audits and reassessments. At the end of the day, Dr. Jadio said bluntly, Mohammed's son's stupidity caused their current is the cause of their current issues, not government's vindictiveness. Right? The stupidity of an ass. Guys, I want to apologize to y'all. Yesterday, I did say that there was the housing drive at the Archon Conference Center. No, that's today. My Eunice said this is the first time she hear about self-snitching. It's true. If you talking on yourself, you're snitching on yourself. How that making sense? How you gonna put yourself in trouble? You support self-preservation as self-preservation. That should have caused you to shut the hell up. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Today is the housing drive, Dream Realize activity at the at the Artichon Conference Center. Right? Also, hold a second. What's this?
Hi, Courdel. Good morning. This is Rupert Bisay from Two Shop. I usually come for a program, but recently I had some busy times. but then the government doing this playground. But the problem is right now, the cows are in the playground. And there's a petition in the Bell New York
Jesus Christ. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Subject of a seize and retain operation by the
from light to the Minister of Sports and
Yeah, so this guy at Tushin here sent me a video. The government do the ground at Tushin. And somebody got must like about 15 to 20 cows in there. Oh, buddy. I listen, I know that there's nothing that will be perfect. There's no I understand. But I feel like we could do better still. Like we could do better. If the ground didn't do, somebody else would have sent a video of the ground that it didn't do. Now the ground do, you want mine cow on the ground. Oh Christ, bro. Come on, we gotta do better. Then when the cow them put a set of cow hole in the ground and the children can't play on it because they're gonna break up the ankle. The government now have to come again and spend more money to do the ground. Talking about grounds, Nima Flew Best, you are a horrible person. You hear me? Nima Flew Best, go to Bel Air. Go to Bel Air to talk about a ground. And ain't talk about the ground that your husband didn't finish for FIFA that was supposed to be a FIFA standards. Nima Flew Best. Nima Flew Best. Jesus Christ. Hi. That's why I'm be abusive. Could you believe it? Could you believe it? Nima Flew Best visiting every ground but the ground in Mocha. I could ask some people in Mocha right now. The young man is on the live here right now. If it is that you go in there this weekend before me, please carry your drone and get me some drone shots of that ground so I can show it on Monday. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking to, sir. If you can't do it, you message me and tell me you can't do it and I can come in Mocha and do it. Because imagine Nima Flew Best showing people ground. You showing people ground that the government actually building. Oh, they're using wheelbarrow. They're using wheelbarrow and they got no ready mix truck. Show us the safari and Mocha, Nima Flew Best. Show us the safari and Mocha that your husband left there. Your husband and others left there. Build a big gate. Ken Kendrick joining us from the Netherlands. Morning to you, brother. Welcome to the program. We in the Netherlands, people. Livewire in the Netherlands. We around the world. We global. We international. But like I said, go to the ground in Mocha, Nima Flew Best. That was supposed to be a FIFA standards. And show people the work of the coalition government and your husband who's part of the contracting team. Show them. This, oh, Jesus. Listen to me. Either the guy gonna get the drone footage or I will go myself again. Councillor Stephanie Nelson Moore from the Mocha NDC or whatever they call it. We were there. She was on the show. We spoke about that ground. The mining cow kind of thing outside the ground. A safari. Look, I can show you. And I will play Nima's video of the Bel Air facility that she complaining about. And I would like y'all to look at the work Nima husband doing Mocha. Bye. Oh, geez. Look, y'all have a wonderful weekend. Y'all please stay safe on the roadways and try your best to stay away from hypocrisy, right? It is ever present in some spheres of Guyanese society. As I usually say before I go, it's all about peace, it's all about love, it's all about one Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
We love the open county of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it.